This is a big problem for Denver Broncos running back Jaleel McLaughlin, and it's probably going to end up costing him some playing time. So, over the past couple of weeks, there has really been a little bit of a trend in both Jaleel McLaughlin's numbers and his tape that is kind of causing a little bit of alarm. I feel like the Denver Broncos are utilizing him incorrectly, and pretty much every time he takes the field, the ball is going to go in his hands, and defenses are cluing in on that. Statistics will tell you that 75% of the time that Jaleel McLaughlin takes the field, he is going to get the ball. That means that the Denver Broncos are not utilizing him enough in an eye candy role, and therefore, whenever he's on the field, he's basically got 2 or 3 tacklers swarming right in on him, and he's not going to get anywhere on that particular down. In fact, if we come over here and look at Jaleel McLaughlin's game-by-game stats for the last 3 weeks in particular, I mean, rushing against Kansas City, 4 carries, 33 yards, that was actually solid, but at Buffalo, 6 carries for 8 yards. Versus Minnesota, 1 carry for 1 yard. And then you come over here to the receiving game. Against Kansas City, 2 catches for 6 yards. Against Buffalo, 2 catches for 4 yards. And then Minnesota, this is not good at all. 5 catches for 14 yards, averaging 2.8 yards per carry. Those numbers, again, will tell you that defenses are cluing in to how the Denver Broncos are utilizing Jaleel McLaughlin. However, there are ways for the Denver Broncos to potentially counter this, and I already alluded to it, and that's utilize him as sort of an eye candy role where the defenses will be like, all right, Jaleel McLaughlin is on the field, he's probably going to get the ball, but then Denver can turn that around and run some play action and maybe leak the tight end across the field and streak him down the opposite sideline. More often than not, you see NFL teams run that play, and guys will get wide open, especially when it's a running back who, like Jaleel McLaughlin, is going to touch the ball more often than not when he's on the field. Another way you could do it is like a play action screen or something like that, where you're still getting the ball into Jaleel McLaughlin's hands, but you're faking out the defense in terms of how you're getting it into the hands of Jaleel, because we all know whenever Jaleel is not being over pursued by the defense and he actually has some space to work with in the open field, he can be a dynamic playmaker. I mean, in the rushing game, he's averaging 6.2 yards per carry, so he's clearly doing something right there. But at the end of the day, man, you have to be able to utilize a guy like Jaleel McLaughlin, who's only 5'7" and 187 pounds, correctly. Another part of his game where I feel like he really does struggle is pass protection, picking up blitzes, stuff like that, and those are going to cost him valuable third down snaps. We've made several videos here on this channel recently talking about how the Denver Broncos need to utilize Samaje Perine more, and if that means taking Jaleel McLaughlin off the field, I feel like that's okay for the Denver Broncos right now, because as much as I like Jaleel McLaughlin, I want the Denver Broncos to do whatever they need to do for this offense to be as successful as it can be. And if that means more Samaje Perine and less Jaleel McLaughlin, I am all on board for it, because if that means that we only get Jaleel on the field for 2 or 3 snaps a game, but he rips off like a 60-plus yard gain on one of those plays, I'd rather take that than him getting the volume that he's getting right now, but not turning in the production. So I'm curious about your thoughts on this, Broncos country. Do you feel like the team needs to decrease Jaleel McLaughlin's workload? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to the channel. I'm so grateful to each and every single one of you for all the support you guys have shown me over these last 2 years, especially over these last 6 months. We've seen so much growth on this channel, and there's only bigger and better things to come, guys. So I really appreciate each and every single one of you, and I'm so grateful and thankful for this community that we have built. All right, Broncos country, and until next time, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.